Alright, so this is where we're going to leave off, or this is where we're going to have at the end of this video is just a very generic low poly mouth for us to play with and tweak. So I'm going to go ahead and save this as my generic head mouth, and then I'm going to open up where we left off in the last video, which is the nose, so something like this. Now what I want to do is just block out this area. So I'm gonna, with Sculpture Sound, I'm gonna hold Shift and just smooth out the mouth area like this. And I'm gonna hit Shift F to kind of see that. So I'm really just, all the areas where I want the mouth to be, just adding that extra gyro so it doesn't get weird when I use my move tool or whatever. Alright, so I'm gonna hit B, DS to grab my Damien Standard. And the halfway point between the nose and the bottom of the mouth is the widest point of the face. That's where your jawline is. So I'm just going to block in, and I'm just going as far as the center of the eyeballs here, a maquette or marionette mouth. All right, I'm going to grab my move tool and just pull this out a little bit here. That's kind of bothering me. There we go. Now what I want to do is grab my clay tubes. I could do this with clay buildup, but I'm just trying to introduce you to a new brush that I like. And I'm going to really just kind of carve into this area here. And holding Shift, I'm just going to smooth that out. And what you're getting is that divot where the mouth goes. Because the top lip is higher than the upper lip. So I'm going to grab my Damien Standard again. And I'm just going to draw in a, just a kind of like a soft upper lip that goes out to that side here. And we're going to tweak all of this. And then I'm going to draw two lines that go from the side of the fulcrum there, from that center point out here. And really the fulcrum is the, really for, in a generic sense, the width of that nostril. Now down here I'm going to draw where there's usually a divot, like this goes down. So at that center point there, that's roughly where your bottom lip ends. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab our move topological and shape this a little bit better. So something like this. And pull these out. Pull this up. So you're looking for something, again, generic like this. And then I'm going to grab my clay tubes. And I'm just going to lightly fill all this in. Let's smooth this out a little bit. I got some ugliness going on there. Like that. And you don't want to get too crazy with this because we need to use our move tool to really shape this. So I'm going to grab my move topological, and then notice that the lips aren't far enough out. Now you might be wondering, well how far do I go? The lips go in a generic sense to the center point of where, if you were to divide this nose in half, they go roughly out here, and this pulls in. Let's pull this up a little bit too. And I'm going to pull the sides of these back like that. So we get something like this. Let's pull these in, pull this down. And then grabbing my Damien Standard, I'm going to really carve in here because when we go to retopologize this, we want it to remember the lines that we're doing. We want it to remember the topology. So something like this. I'm going to detail this area too, holding Alt, just drawing that in, these guys too. Drawing this in here. I'm going to hold Shift, smooth that out. So we got our base here, and I'm going to go ahead and retopologize this using Z-Remesher. And I'm doing it at about 5. Alright, so that gave me a pretty good mouth to work with. So now what you want to do is look to get a nice clean, let's look at it from the bottom here. We want to get a nice clean arch or a curve in the mouth. So here, I'm just kind of pulling this up and pushing these down. So we're getting this nice muzzle. So it's kind of the easiest way for me to think about it is if I do it this way, pull these cheeks out a little bit. Now when you go to the front view, you can see it looks pretty awesome. Same thing down here. Just kind of pulling this in. Let's fix the chin up. I'm going to take off Sculptress and just smooth out the chin a little. Oh, I wanted that off, but there we go. Just to kind of, I don't want such a knobby chin on my character. And then I'm going to actually zero mesh this at 6 because I'm afraid I'm going to lose a little bit of that information I just did. And I want to hang on to that. And we'll do a pass, like a cleanup pass on the eyes, like notice that I'm losing the eyelids there a little bit because of all the retopologizing, the nose too. Let's see if I go back a little bit. Yeah, we'll have to do one last cleanup pass, but we do have everything we need here. You know, we're like kind of hate that I'm losing that. Let me grab my Damien standard and just kind of throw that in a little bit. Um, yeah, so anyway, that's the end of this video. And oh, the chin part. Yeah, let's do 10 so you can see what that looks like. Zero mesh that. And I'm going to give you a giveaway here. Just say, you know what, if you want to go back and you're going to redo this, which you should, because I don't expect anyone to fully grasp all of these concepts the first time around. You should be wanting to go back and forth and redo this stuff over and over again until you get it. What's it called? Go ahead and just, instead of doing it 5, try to do 10 or something. Okay? All right, that's it for this.